Hello Year 9, welcome back to Mr. Chen video. How are you? Today in math, especially statistics, we will be focusing on the distribution of dataset. Distribution of dataset pretty much talking about how the data is spread when you put them on a graph, okay? As in if you build a column graph or line make frequency table most of the time, how it actually look. So the learning objective today is you will be able, by the end of this, you will be able to list and also describe some of the common distribution of dataset. The keywords that you will learn from these videos is are dataset, distribution. So dataset is pretty much if you have a set of data that followed by through survey. So if you look at the height of height of student at school, so you will collect the data and then that will be your dataset. Distribution means how it spread, how it looks, okay, how the data spread. When you actually organize the data and then put it on the column graph, for example. A symmetric distribution, 4 to 6 are specific term in the distribution for the distribution of data set. So you have symmetric distribution, bimodal distribution, negatively skewed distribution, and positively skewed distribution. Okay, those are actually the shape of data. So let's look into it. The shape or distribution of a data set often become clearer if a curve is drawn through the graph of the data. Okay, so let's say we have a set of data of all the students, the height of all students at our school. When you organize and put them on the graph, you will see a pattern. The patterns become clearer when you draw a curve, okay, at the top, following the data, okay. So there are actually quite a few common distribution. Let's look at that. So the first one is symmetry distribution. Symmetry means it is symmetrical. So it looks, each side looks the same. So one half of the graph is approximately mirror image of another half. So right here we have a symmetric distribution. So one of the very good example is the height of student at high school. If you're gonna survey everyone and measure their height and actually lay them out on the graph, you will see, let's say these are, you will see this graph. This is also called the bell curve graph. Alright, bell curve graph. So it's kind of look like a bell, okay, like one of those ling 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 bell. And there are two polar ends. Okay, so obviously you will have people who are 200 centimeters, and you will have on the left hand side you have people who are shorter, who will be shortest, maybe 140 centimeters. Okay, but they are kind of rare, so that's why the frequency is a lot shorter. And what happens is after you've done your survey and actually organize it, you will realize there are quite a few people is in the middle. Well, I would say probably 170 centimeters. So what that means is it is most commonly occurring height. Okay, and this kind of distribution is actually very kind of nice to have. But yeah, it's really nice to have this kind of distribution. You will see it is quite. You will see it is like a bell curve. Okay, and it only have one peak. Okay, one peak which is right there. Bimodal, the second one is bimodal distribution. Bimodal means two. Bi means two. So there's one way to easily remember is if you see bimodal distribution means you see two peak. Okay. Two peak in the data. So some of the data, so that if this is the height of, no, I wouldn't say height. I will pick something like uh oh how busy a takeaway shop is throughout the day. Okay, so as if I'm gonna do this, I will guess that this will be lunchtime and this will be during dinner time. Okay, the distribution has two distinct peak. Okay, has two. Excuse me. There you go. Distribution has two distinct peak. That means too high. So it will be something like the time of people going to get their food at the takeaway shop. So you'll see two peak, lunchtime and dinner time. Third and fourth one is the one that I quite often get confused with myself even. So you have to actually be really clear on this. So the first one is called negatively stretched side, negatively skewed distribution. Okay, what negatively skewed means? The left side, with if you're on the graph, always not assume that there is the middle. So that is the middle. That's the middle. Okay, that's the middle, and that's the middle. Anything from the the left from the middle is the negative side. Anything left or right from the middle is the positive side. So negatively skewed distribution means the negative side is actually stretched out, means it's skewed towards the negative side. And on the other hand, positively skewed means the right or positive side of data is stretched out. So if you look at this positive side is actually being stretched out. Okay, so it means what if you get this kind of data, it means that there are more people on this side, more sample size. Whatever data you have collected, it means there are more of them on this side. And for positively skewed, it means there are more sample size on the left hand side. So it can be a bit confusing. Just have to remember, negatively skewed means the left hand side, the negative side, has been stretched out. Positively skewed means the positive side from the middle, which is the right hand side, has been stretched out the data. Okay. So yeah, probably one of the example will be, if I'm gonna go with this negatively skewed distribution, it will be so it can be how many people, if you survey how many people like to play basketball, how many people can play basketball compared to dancing, just for crying out loud. I don't know what that is. It's just an example. So how many people, if you're doing a survey and you have more people on this side, if that side means there are basketball side means there are more people know how to play basketball, okay, and less people know how to dance. For this one, for positively skewed distribution, you can have there are more people. There are more. How many times do people win lottery over their lifetime? So what happens is, on the positive side, people winning, and negative side, people not winning. So when you stretch that out on the right hand side, it means there are less people winning. Okay, there are only a selected few people have won lottery throughout their lifetime, compared to on this side where there are many who hasn't won at all. Okay, so just but the thing that you have to take away today is there are four ways to present data. No, four ways the data are distributed. You have a symmetric distribution when you have only one peak, and it is right in the middle. And bimodal means you have two peaks, two distinct peaks, two distinct height. And negatively skewed means the data on the left hand side, the negative side has been stretched out. And positively skewed means data on the right hand side has been stretched out. Okay, that's what the four common distribution of data. So if we're gonna do a quick exercise on this to actually show you how it actually look like if you're gonna do it. So the question here is, 45 people were asked how many times they have visited the doctor this year. The results are given in frequency table alongside. First, you have to display this information on a column graph. So column graph looks something like that. You have like many columns. So number of visit, frequency. So if I'm going to draw this, okay, so I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 1 to 6 numbers of frequency. The highest is 9. So I will put, so if I'm going to draw them, it will look like this. Sorry, not the best drawing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 9 is the highest numbers of frequency, and number of visit, 8 times is the maximum, so it will be number of visit. So we have 0 here, and then you have people who never went to doctors, and 0, which is, I should stretch it out here, 0. Okay, if I'm going to stretch it out, it will look like this. That's 0, and that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 0, there are 6 people who never been to doctors the whole year, and 1 times for 1, there are 8 people who went to doctor once this year, and then 9 people who went to doctor twice this year. Okay, always do in the middle, as in between that line, in between this number, sorry. And 7 people went to doctor 3 times this year. 6 people went to doctor 4 times. As you can kind of see, it means that there are people who are sick, but they're not. The majority of people only sick enough to see doctors once or twice, and then 4 people who went to doctor 5 times, 2 people who went to doctor 6 times, and 2 people went to doctor 7 times. Geez, I hope they're alright. And 1 person who went to doctor 8 times. So, if you're gonna make it look pretty, it will look like this. Okay, if I'm gonna make it look pretty. So, your graph look like this. Isn't it nice? Pink color, isn't it? I'm actually quite enjoying doing this kind of videos. Actually teach you guys like step by step how to create your column graph if you don't already know how to do it, and also how to interpret it. So there you go, I'm done with that. So as you can see, if I'm gonna draw a curve, okay, the curve will be like this. So what the curve tell me is the data is positively skewed, okay, which is, it looks like this. It means the right hand side of the data has been stretched out. The right or positive side of data is stretched out. So what that means is there are people who went to doctors this year, but a lot of them are only for 1 or twice. So, and there are actually 6 people who didn't even go to doctor this year from the survey. So it tells you that many people are generally healthy, and yeah, there are however a few people who went to see doctors quite more 7 or 8 times, and yeah, that's what the data tells you, and how you can read the data through the distribution. Okay, and also by giving that curve, it can actually give you a good idea of which direction or trend the data is heading. So that's it for these videos. Please write down your notes, and yeah, hope you learned something about the distribution of data sets. And remember, there are 4 types of them: symmetric distribution, bimodal distribution, negatively skewed distribution, and positively skewed distribution. And hope you enjoyed these videos. Write down any questions you have, and make sure to record your notes for future reference. Peace out. Bye.